Well, let's go. Hey, Gina. Bye, Gina.
Ah, it looks as though somebody dropped something behind the tree just there.
Dropped or hid? What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded?
Maybe. It could have fallen from the platform above in the blast, perhaps.
What's going on here?
Oh, nothing? I think I'll hang on to this just in case. Gina might get in trouble, but I don't care.
It almost looks like the body of a crossbow.
Yeah.
Oh, look, what's this? A ripped piece of cloth.
It's not like any fabric I ever seen before. It's very thick and stiff. It looks extremely durable.
It's canvas, I think, with some sort of rubber backing. And the edges appear to be a bit charred as well.
Maybe that means it had something to do with the explosion.
Let's make a murder martinis medion!
Eh? The Crystal Tower is certainly an apt name. It was built to be the focal point of the exhibition, and it definitely is. Being so tall and with all that glass. I can't imagine a building like this ever being erected in Japan.
There are lots of exhibits inside the tower as well, apparently. Of course, there's an observation deck, but there's also an art gallery, a zoo, and a museum.
A zoo?
A zoo?
But I heard you have to queue for 3 hours just to get through the doors.
Well, at the moment, the shower glass from the failed experiment may well be the biggest draw.
And thanks to that accident, the whole tower was shut.
Suddenly it's not the Crystal Tower anymore, but the Crystal Glass Shower. Funny.
Apparently everyone's taking to the skies now to look down on the disaster area from above instead. But there's a 3-hour queue to go up in a balloon now.
Londoners must be very patient people. Nah. Those stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted. Big teleporting gun. So that's it, is it?
That's just a Splatoon weapon.
The machine that blew up?
Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion. And I've seen my fair share.
What the hell?
You seen things like this before, you mean? I caused them.
Of course. Hurley's always doing experiments that end in bang. In fact, in
I'm
his
sure
own
it
words...
does, Bazinga.
It's
Why did I say Bazinga? Why did I say Bazinga? That was completely out of my control. I did nothing. Brain, you good?
Something like possessed you for a moment.
I was possessed by the Big Bang Theory.
Explosions are the very essence of chemistry.
That word doesn't.
I think you're showing your age there, man.
It manifested in my fucking lexicon for half a second.
Huh. Have I explained the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs?
It came as soon as it left.
One time he made something that exploded with such force it took the roof off the building.
That's not good.
Jesus. Holy shit.
Quick, say something random. Zooey Mama.
I wish you'd been there to see it, Bruno.
It's hard to get too excited about that, given I now live in the roof, and I will probably die.
Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate.
Damn, bro, this shit's broken. Ah, look, Inspector Gregson is over there.
It's broken, isn't it?
It broke, isn't it? He seemed to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully. So this will cause World War I, eh?
Really? He just looks confused to me.
I mean, yeah, I'd be confused. That's a big gun. It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it? There you go.
Magnificently. And mercilessly.
So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air?
Yes, beamed, not blasted. That's the whole point.
Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris?
Oh, Bruno, I'm just a child. How should I know?
Child, when it suits you, you mean? Stop! Don't touch that!
Okay.
That was practically instant. Whoa! It was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over just now, Gregsy.
Sorry, the like screen like fucking like jump scared me.
Boo. Please.
Because it like went to full screen for a minute, so I was like,
Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here.
So sorry. We can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it.
Robbing the cops of drugs.
Wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful. It's a spot, doesn't it? Just like old times, this is. We're representing Professor Harebrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene. Ha! This is sunshine. Even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. It's that blasted special dispensation for scientific equipment act to blame. It's driving me potty. Oh yeah, that special disposition. The professor mentioned that too. More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks it's playing at sometimes.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Eh!
No.
You, yes. The Japanese friend, no. Fuck off. Go downstairs or something.
Surely that's alright, isn't it, Gregsy?
Fuck. Good, your ladyship. Anything you say, your ladyship. But please, don't get your dainty hands dirty, will you?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Bruno?
She really,
Wink, wink.
She really knows how to get what she wants. It's Pearl, but better.
Easy photo people happen.
Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Harebrain was lucky to escape unscathed, I say. We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think. Touch anything, I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah?
jeez.
I won't touch anything, I promise! So please, spare a thought for your digestion. Anyway, do you really think this machine could actually disassemble people like the professor claims? Yes, looking totally incredulous.
Incredulous.
Incredulous. Give it a rest, sunshine. If we were allowed to examine all this bleeding scrap metal, maybe we could answer that question. But we can't, can we?
Six.
Because of the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly! The annoying obstructive flaming rules! Oh, look at the base of the machine there. Writing a Tumblr post, I see.
Yes.
Oh yes, there's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh.
It's a screwdriver, I think.
It has the letter A on it. I wonder if it means anything.
Ass man.
Oh,
Ass man.
oh, isn't it a lovely one? The handle's in the shape of a capital letter A.
Did you know Phoenix Feeny sweater has a P and a W on his shoes?
Oh, on his shoes?
Yeah.
That's cute.
It is? Oh yes, you're right. What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything, I said! Touching anything, I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, I said! Detect the threatening death. Yes, I understand, sorry. I only touched it a teeny weeny bit.
Stop with all that ooh talk.
I'll fucking kill you before they strip me up!
That's definitely not it.
Oh my god, the foot dive memes are fucking funny.
What if I were to simply foot dive?
But Gregsy, I'm very curious about this screwdriver. Really, very, very curious.
The Linus Tech Tip screwdriver.
Good, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spotting something like this. But I'm afraid I can't let you have it. Can't get everything you want, Iris, I have to say.
Well, Bruno found it first.
I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly.
Bye.
He's going off with it.
That was very mean. I'm afraid Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in next month's installment now.
Damn, what the fuck?
Slander.
Poor Grexy. Get fucked.
His head.
Using high voltage or electricity to somehow disassemble a man's body, and then beam him across to the Crystal Tower, is an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public. True. It was by far the most unusual experiments planned for the expedition, mind. To be honest, I'm a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean. The government doing everything it can to promote new science and technology at the moment. They're more worried about being ahead of the game than the odd spot of public safety infringements. If they can be the first to develop some new technology, it makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see.
Yes, I suppose that's true, in a way.
But the power that be are placing a heavy emphasis on scientists' rights at the moment.
The powers that be really want Britain to be on top of everything, huh?
Too bad I'm American. Fuck yeah.
To escape, I must write.
What sort of rights?
They're making it so that any theories the brains have remains their legal property, as it were, right through development into a practical idea and even going into production. Which is the infuriating reason us coppers aren't allowed to touch this crime scene. Because the new High Fault and Special Disposition for Scientific Equipment Act forbids it!
Ah, I see now.
The only people with permission to investigate here are from some brand new apartment at the yard. The Forensic Investigation Team, it's called. We're regulated to keep in guard.
Forensic Investigation Team.
Any old fool can see that this heap of scrap metal was sham to begin with. But just because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork, we can't do a flaming thing with it!
Poor Grexy. He's very head up, isn't he?
Remind me again, what's this new legal act that means we're not allowed to touch the scene here?
Are you having me at it, Sunshine? It's a Special Disposition for Scientific Equipment Act.
Yes. I think Hurley mentioned that I think Hurley mentioned that recently. With a real twinkle in his eye, as I remember.
I'm sure he did, your ladyship. I'm sure he did. Fast especially for this great exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas and inventions to some suit in the civil service. And if it gets rubber stamped, that's a guarantee of rights to maintain the inventor's confidentiality.
What does that really mean?
Think about it. Think of all the world-changing new inventions on display every day at this exposition. Although a good half of them are a load of cobblers, if you ask me, put forward by a shammer like yourself.
Thanks for that.
Oh, I love how absurd some of the inventions here are. It's all so fun.
It might be fun to you, but remember the Force had to be present at every single demonstration. Can you imagine, eh? Hang science, that's what I say.
We're gonna learn that Iris Wilson is the great grandmother of fucking Emma.
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
I remember one, I probably mentioned this before, but I remember one, like, post someone had of, like, saying that Iris would be, like, Apollo's like ancestor because of like the deduction thing and her noting small things.
Yeah. You should think otherwise after spending a day guarding all these shammed bogus contraptions. But they're all bogus. How can anyone hope to demonstrate them? There'd be no point. Yeah, well, there is a point, sadly. Sorry? Thanks to another of our government's bright ideas. If any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government has our research grant. The scientists get funding? Exactly. And that's what they're all after. All these shamans coming from far and wide to clog up Hyde Park. And who has to keep them all safe, eh? Who has to smile politely and welcome them? Us coppers, that's who. So you can see why I say it now, can't you? Hang science! Hang it!
Oh, maybe I can see your point.
Apparently Professor Harebrand lives and works in Germany now, conducting his research. That's right. Came back to Britain especially for the Great Expedition, as I understand it. Probably after one of the government research grants. Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. About his time and further education, it turns out he was at university with someone we both know. Lord Van Zeeks. Oh! What's that? That's news to me! But if Van Zeeks managed the prosecution, then as the accused, the Professor Fate is sealed because of the Reaper will get him one way or another. Blimey, that man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in that head of his. Talking of Van Zeeks, this morning paper ran the story of him being attacked. Read that? He got shot in the shoulder. That must have hurt. Shoulders, I mean. Bullet. Gun. Bang.
Oh yes, but Mr. Reaper is completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Yes, right. Glad to hear it. Still, the Reaper, huh? How long that business gonna keep up, I wonder? The mystery of the Reaper. What the fuck was that?
Don't ignore me.
The victim of this case, the investor, Mr. Assman. He was another of the Reaper's victims, or so I've heard. Lord Derek Van Zeeks is a top-class prosecutor, but even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes justice can't win. Yes, I heard about juries being bribed and evidence being falsified. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it? Obviously, Scotland Yard suspected Van Zeeks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court. Although the man himself denies that charge. Well, we've done a very thorough investigation, and the conclusion we reached is that Lord Van Zeeks is in no way related to the deaths of those people outside the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question.
It would be neat if... Sorry.
Now go ahead.
Okay. I was saying it would be neat if this was kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Yeah, that would be neat, wouldn't it?
Don't say that to me. I'm gonna go nuts.
There's no question in my mind. I stake my reputation on it, I would.
But if that's true, then how do you explain it?
All those defendants couldn't just have coincidentally died and nobody killed them. I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper. Professor Harebrand mentioned something else. He said that at the university, Lord Van Zieks was a totally different person, easygoing and kind. You what? You fucking what, mate? He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. Do you have any idea what it was? No clue. Really? Look, I got my hands full watching over this frustrating crime scene. Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself elsewhere, eh? Nah, he knows.
Yeah, he knows something. Iris is not happy.
Leave me the fuck alone. There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Great Exhibition Grounds, aren't there? I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan one time. Manan.
Oh, in your country, Runo? I do wish I could go and see it. I'd present a particularly steely samurai with a present of one of Hurley's stories I'd written.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh my god! Did she create the Steel Samurai?
And see if I couldn't get Hurley into a jam against some Baratitsu Master Ninja.
You might not find as many of those sorts of people around as you think.
Oh, well that's dull.
Oh, but I know a prosecutor with a Charm Age top knot I could introduce you to.
That he destroyed.
A chum mage? Really? Do you think I could have my picture taken with him? Do you?
Assuming he's recovered from the trim Kazuma gave him a year ago, yes. I can't believe Iris made the Steel Samurai, what the fuck?
Oh my god. That's really funny though.
Am I stuck?
What did you do? I'm sure there's something else you can investigate.
Aha!
Yeah.
The amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the Crystal Tower. I suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot out of that thing to wherever they're going. Me with my
I don't think
big
it was
megaphone.
supposed to shoot anything, Runo.
Me with my big megaphone ready to kill Monokumas.
it's Mystery Phantom stuff.
It was set up to bane people to the Crystal Tower where they'd be reconstructed in their original form.
Well, I don't like the look of it. If it was as amazing as it looks, the accident wouldn't have happened in the first place, of course. I mean, if it didn't look stupid, it would have been better, basically, Naruhodo's saying.
I suppose that's true, yes.
Nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? What is that gigantic thing over there? Looks like an enormous water wheel.
Oh, that's a Ferris wheel. There will be people riding inside these little cabins you can see.
Why?
Well, they rotate nice and slowly, so it's a wonderful way to see the surrounding scenery.
Wait, it's turning? But it looks completely still.
Yes, that's because it's turning so slowly. One complete revolution takes about half an hour.
If you were mad enough to go in one, it would be more fun to whiz around fast, don't you think? No.
No, that's how people die.
I feel as though you might have just invented a new sort of ride there, Bruno.
Oh wait, there is rides that do that though.
I'm sure.
But it still makes it makes me sick though.
Yeah, if you're not prepared for it, yeah.
And sometimes it can disintegrate you in certain
Can
movies.
you check the box? Oh.
Nah, I can't.
Hey, we're back. Oh, hey, he's just standing there.
Is that Mystery Man still there?
Is he?
No.
Nope, he's gone. Where is he?
I don't care then.
Also, I still can't believe there's fucking bats in his office.
I talked to
Do we
you.
have to go back to Hairbrain?
Sholmes, you home?
Sholmes!
No.
Where is he?
Oh, there you go.
What? Nope.
I'm so excited about the prospect of Naruhodo's Anything Consultancy opening for business again.
That's not what it's called. It's Naruhodo Legal Consultancy.
Oh, calling it the Anything Consultancy? Like Anything Agency? That's so cute.
I've done a lot of studying these past 6 months, reading law texts and judicial precedents. I'm sure I'm a better lawyer now. Can't wait to start practicing again.
Nothing stays in here at all, though, has it? It's as though time has stood still in here since Susie went back to Japan.
I wanted to keep ready for Miss Susato in case she was able to return to Britain at one point. So I just left everything the way it was.
Oh, I see. Right. And there was me thinking it's because of the way you are, Bruno. You know, never bothering to tidy up, I mean.
Iris, this isn't the time or the place to bring up my tidiness, or lack of it. What a stimulating conversation.
Excuse me.
Must be missing something. I should go up there.
Is there anything you need to present, or...?
Nope. God, I hate this shit.
Well, you could examine the balloons in the sky there.
So those are people carrying balloons dangling silently in the sky over London. I always thought the day would come when humans would discover how to fly. I never imagined we would evolve out being suspended from colorful floating tamari handballs.
I'm sure it must feel amazing being up there among the clouds. Let's take a ride together, Bruno, please.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I would like to try it. But without a cast iron guarantee that the thing won't plummet to the ground, I'm too scared.
Oh well, in that case, I should tell you what Hurley said. It's physically impossible for a flying balloon to plummet to the ground, as long as it doesn't explode.
Yes, call me crazy, but I think the exploding part might play on my mind a little. What? I'm gonna present stuff then. Hey,
Look at it.
Inspector, have you read this paper? Yeah, two unwelcome blasts back to back. This is on the expedition, the Reaper getting attacked. I know. Terrible news to wake up to, wasn't it? I tried to pretend I hadn't read it and turned over it for another 40 winks. Thanks to that, I was laid up and got it roasted from the super. Some mornings are like that, aren't they? As a detective, what do you think of this? Personally speaking, 9 times out of 10 I find clues turn out to be red herrings. So there's every chance they're totally irrelevant. That's actually a fairly persuasive argument. Gumshoe would never give an answer like that. Please, Grexy.
I mean, like, do you have a guide up or something?
Yeah, I have a guide out.
Is there something you've missed?
Let me see.
Like, what's it telling you to do next?
Oh, the fuck. It says here that, after I look at, like, the wrench, Gregson would say something else unless...
You mean the screwdriver?
Yeah, the screwdriver. He's supposed to give me
Yeah,
something.
but he took it with him. Is there anything else you need to look at? Like, do we need to look more at the Crystal Tower?
Probably.
That's not the Crystal Tower.
I can't go back
Oh,
downstairs.
you can't go back? I thought you could.
No, Ryanosuke has to go somewhere else to do that.
I know, that's a bit counterintuitive.
So I looked at this. What the?
Just do it again, I guess. Oh, because Gina's now talking about it. That's where the car ended up after his instant kinesis, or whatever they call it. That, of course.
And yet they're calling the experiment a success?
What's the one the scaffold there for?
The coppers, our lads, set that up after the incident happened. To get the body down, I think. Dunno, really.
Didn't you help to erect the scaffolding then?
Nah, lookout duty's more my thing. Wandering around the exhibition and keeping a lookout for the fun stuff.
My Gregson doesn't hear you saying that. It'll give you the boot. It's incredible though, isn't it? I mean, could the victim really have bridged that gap by some sort of invisible kinesis?
Runo, listen!
What? What is it?
I've been thinking. Holly might know something, mightn't he?
About what?
About Mr. Reaper!
About what happened to Lord Van Zeeks, you mean? Because it sounded like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university. Something that completely changed his life. Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Jones at the moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he? There we go!
Yeah, this is what you need.
What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket? Madam Tuspells is this supposed to mean something? Is this supposed to mean something to me? Oh god.
That voice crack.
You don't know it? It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment. It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you like.
No, we don't have time for visiting attraction today, Iris. We have a big trial tomorrow.
But that's where Hurley is.
What? At this popular London attraction?
Yes,
How is that you know where he is?
Hurley told me. But he told me to keep it a secret from you, Runo.
Madam Tussspells. I don't see how it would be related to the case we're investigating here. But then,
Which means it will be.
stranger things have happened.
Wait. I gotta...
And when they happen, Midishum is usually at the heart of them.
There we go. Now I have a complimentary piece. Hold on, where's my other screenshot? There it is. So now I have two. Looking weird.
God damn it.
I've seen stranger things.
What the?
Whoa!
What is this place? Look at all these terrifying scenes. But why are the people so still?
It's a wax museum, you dumb fuck.
Mm.
Guillotines, ruthless murderers. I know what I'll be dreaming about tonight.
They're all wax models. They're amazingly realistic, aren't they?
They're all wax.
What do you think, Runo? Shocked?
Wax models? Ah! I read about dead bodies and wax before in a magazine about strange phenomenon. Depending on how corpses are kept after death, parts of them get turned to wax apparently. It's called a bit of that word.
Adiposeer!
Stop talking about creepy things like that, Runo. You're scaring me. Anyway, Adiposeer doesn't form readily, you know?
Ah!
What now?
I just remember something else I read in another magazine about strange phenomenon. There was an old lady, maybe a witch, who used to pour molten wax over corpses and put them on display.
None of the exhibits in here are real. They're all entirely man-made replicas.
They can't be. Do you really expect me to believe that? Just look at them.
Oh,
There's no way anybody could make models of people that are this realistic. What the fuck? And they're all such gruesome scenes.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
what is it?
Oh, no. I must be seeing things.
They killed him!
They killed him! Good riddance.
Oh, that's a funny place for a little ladder.
Uh-oh.
What is it? Is something wrong?
And here's where it begins.
Yep.
No, it's just that in Japanese we have a totally different word for a ladder that folds in half like that.
You do it in English too, you know. It's a step ladder or just steps.
Oh god damn it!
So be careful of making assumptions about other cultures, Runo. That's how wars are started.
What the fuck? I didn't realize step ladder were an international point of contention, but the writer's making an astute point. What the fuck?
Wow, they're just patting themselves on the back there.
We're just gonna ignore the fact that
There's an arm right
Sholmes
there.
is there.
Yeah, no. He's dead. They killed him.
It's the
There
great
it is.
detective Sherlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes has his own wax statue in here? Really?
No, dude, he just turned his head to look at you.
Well, he is world famous after all.
Someone's speaking black slime over there. Skipper.
That-
It's an uncanny resemblance, isn't it? Makes my skin crawl to look at it.
I know! But look, Reno, you can kick this heli and he doesn't move a muscle.
You can't go around kicking exhibits. Fuck! You can't go around kicking the exhibits, Iris. Wait,
Oh, he's back. He's back.
it just moved, I'm sure. And not just
Oh
a
my
little bit
God.
either.
He's looking.
That's so fucking funny.
Really? Did it?
And look closely. There's beads of sweat on the face. This waxwork model.
He's melting.
Best character ever.
Yeah. Whoa, went to full screen for a second.
Shall we move on, Iris? Over there, look, there's a great murder scene to enjoy. Much more appealing.
Hold it.
My dear fellow, I take exception to your recalling in such a manner, as if you're seeing something truly abhorrent. Mr. Sholmes? I knew it! Iris, what possessed you? I strictly forbade you from divulging my temporary waxwork secret to Mr. Naruhodo. Temporary waxwork? What do you mean? And that kick! Could you not have exercised a little more restraint? You winded me.
But Reno has something he needs to ask you.
Ah, a question.
And I thought you'd probably be getting bored too. So here we are.
Well, I can't deny that your timing was impeccable. A mere 2 minutes more of being stationary like that, and my great brain upon which all my success has been built will have turned to wax. Thank goodness we arrived in time. Indeed, in many ways, the pair of you just saved the world from an unimaginable loss.
Oh, Curly. You do like to talk nonsense, don't you?
You could know something, it's true. About Lord Van Zeeks and what happened that had to change him. Skipper, you're gonna mumble mute yourself, goddamn!
It's okay.
Now that you're here, let's take our time. How can I be of assistance? For you're in luck. I'll certainly quite taken with the idea of conversing. Oh! Actually, I'm quite in a hurry. If my eyes don't deceive me, I believe something is afoot within the walls of this very museum. A most fascinating case, if I'm not mistaken. Really? Moreover, I have a strong suspicion that is related to the matter about which you come to me now. But how could it be? We shall speak again presently, my dear fellow. But for now, I must return to my work. What? Back to being a temporary waxwork exhibit?
Shouldn't we examine the hand that's out on the curtain?
Nah, not yet.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Well, what is it you'd like to ask me then? Actually, it's about Lord Van Zeeks. Ah, friend Mr. Reaper. How did you find him? Well, I trust.
Die, die, die.
And so I filled Mr. Sholmes in about everything I learned. About Lord Van Zeeks, about Professor Harebrain, about
But the
step ladders, ladders.
are you gonna mention the mystery man?
Nah. About
No!
the strange coincidence that they had been at university together. So I'm wondering what it was that happened to make Lord Van Zeek such a different person.
I was sure that you know, Hurley.
You said there was something going on here in this exhibit hall before, that something was afoot, and that you believe was related to what I wanted to ask you about. Mr. Sholmes? He suddenly clammed up. Well, it seems we reached the...
Welp.
Skipper, this is your character.
Oh, which one?
Greetings.
Is it the witch?
Greetings.
Yeah, it is her.
Ah, hello?
Greetings.
Where did she appear from? And what's she wearing? Could she look any more mysterious?
Oh,
I hope you are appreciating my museum. You are
Sorry, have we? Mr. Jones, do you know that? Not again!
My apologies. I'm Esmeralda Trespels. This is my museum of waxwork.
What? You're the Madame Tuspels?
Bien sûr. You're only 26
Oh.
years young, I might add. 26 years young.
Is
I
that
might add.
significant somehow?
I'm a madam in name only. It adds a certain je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi.
Right.
Firstly, I must apologize for my waxworks. Or rather, one waxwork in particular.
That'll be Mr. Sholmes then.
I was led to believe he was a great detective, but he seems unable to settle.
no.
I will kill you.
You will
Next time
die.
you use me a designated exhibit, there will be toil and trouble.
She sounds deadly serious.
That's a problem. How am I supposed to have Mr. Sholmes about Lord Van Zeeks now?
Let's not forget what Hurley asked before. About something being afoot right here in the museum, I mean.
Yes, I know, but...
I'm so curious. I want to know what's happening here.
Haven't we got enough on our plate already? How old are you? 26.
She said she was 26.
Did you make all these waxworks, Madame Tuspels?
I did. I'm a third generation of a waxwork artiste. A waxwork artiste.
Gosh!
It was my grandmother who began the tradition in my family. Her fortunes was checkered, living through the turbulent times of the French Revolution as she did.
So she's French.
So that when she acquired the savoir-faire that leads to the astonishing lifelikeliness.
All these waxworks really do look as though they're alive. In fact, they look more alive than Hurley.
Damn.
What you see exhibited here represents the most atrocious of London's criminal past. All the waxworks were created in the presence of the real people on which they are modeled. In the hours immediately following their executions.
Damn.
That is the secret to the extraordinary lifelikeness.
That sounds terrifying.
All walks of life have similar challenges, I'm sure. Oh, to carry out one's trade by excellence, one must go to the extraordinary lengths. My exhibits are a reflection of society. I create only that which the public wishes to see.
Why couldn't the public have wished for something less horrifying? Because human beings are psychopaths.
Why do you think we love true crime so much?
Olive Green hates all of us.
You're not real.
Sorry?
This room is the only one in the museum with such a macabre theme. I do hope you explore. There are models of famous singers, actors, politicians, something for every taste, I hope.
It was Iris who dragged me straight in here, come to think of it.
Iris?
Sorry, perhaps I should have eased you into things.
I want to look at some of the displays. That big heavy curtain is a very prominent position, isn't it? I have a nasty feeling there's going to be something truly terrifying behind it.
Oh yes, that's the famous Tuspel special exhibit. It depicts one of England's most notorious killers. Do you want to pay the extra fee and have a look?
Is it gonna be the Reaper?
Pay more money to be even more terrified? Well, let me think about that for a moment.
No!
It was only a suggestion.
Fuck, no. Let me get Jack the Ripper. I didn't want to touch you. I'm not even blinking now. He really is a perfect model of a waxwork model.
I know it doesn't always seem like it, but Hurley's quite a perfectionist, in fact. He practices at night sometimes instead of sleeping. Not blinking, I mean.
Jesus Christ, dude!
Well, practice makes perfect, I suppose.
He's going to go blind.
I've just realized, though, seeing him standing over there now. It looks like he's that murderer's accomplice, doesn't he? Or henchman, even.
Damn.
He didn't like that.
Bad news to someone by the look of it.
Pardon me? Ooh, pardon me.
Is this an example of Western Tujigiri?
Sushi.
Sujigiri?
Sujigiri. Sujigiri.
I don't know what that is.
You know, when a unscrupulous samurai randomly attacks a passerby to test his sword, Kazuma Yamamoka?
Yamaoka? There were like two things going on where you said Kazuma Yamaoka.
Oops.
Did you mean Kazan or Kazuma?
You'll never know.
I still don't know, no.
Oh, hey, there he is.
But actually, a waxbook samurai would probably be hugely popular. Did you model it, do you think, Runo? Doing that Sujigiri thing you mentioned?
That was a full bottle of soda I did that with. I regret doing that.
Oh boy.
Well, I do have a sword, but I have no intention of testing how sharp it is on a human subject. For now, at least.
Let's go gambling!
Let's go gambling.
It didn't overflow!
Okay, we can all agree. Since I can't look at the fucking, like, info board right here, we can all agree that's Jack, right? That's Jack.
I mean, probably. I still think the one behind the curtain is gonna be about the Reaper.
Is this some infamous murder? Jane the Ripper?
Oh, so that's the Ripper.
Yes, called Jane the Ripper. All her victims were young women.
I can't believe they gender bent Jack.
Well, I mean, they did that in Danganronpa.
I knew it. You can't tell me by the way she's holding that knife. Sure sign of a murderer.
Well, yes.
Yeah, duh.
Dude, relax.
What's the matter, Rude?
I worked it out. I know what she's doing. She's trying to
Killing
fill that
someone.
bathtub with blood so she can have us soak in her victim's gore.
Okay.
Not according to the information about the exhibit on the little board here. It doesn't mention anything about the bathtub.
Really?
Sorry, I don't think it's significant.
I still think it had to be there for a reason. Look at this Martin Luther King wax museum and that little pebble. That has to be something.
Are we gonna investigate those people just standing over there? It looks like one of them's hunched over.
I feel like those are real people. They're sleeping. These models are so well made. I can't tell what's a waxwork and what's a real human.
That's how Hurley gets away with making himself a temporary exhibit for the day.
Maybe there are other people posing at exhibits in here then.
Or maybe all the exhibits are real people. And when it's closing time and all the visitors have gone home, they suddenly stop moving about.
What is this, Gravity
What is this,
Falls?
night at the museum?
We had two different things. Just thinking about it makes me wish it was closing time already, and I was on my way home.
What is this, Five Nights at Freddy's?
What is this, Five Nights at...
Activated a sleeper agent within mass.
What is this, Five Nights at Candy's?
5 Nights at Tough
Can't these
Spells.
nuts fit in your mouth?
One Night at Flumpty's?
We don't talk about that.
I wonder, could I ask you something? Skipper, it's you.
Oh. Monsieur. Monsieur.
I'm just curious, is anything going on in the museum at the moment? Some kind of incident, perhaps?
Whoever suggested such a thing to you?
Oh, well,
Was
it
this-
was your temporary waxwork over there who mentioned to me a little... And he's gone. He's just gone. Oh! He disappeared! A wax model is a work of art, not some tawdry object betrayed. Ah!
Yep, there he is.
There you are! Stop moving!
Giving the exhibit again, we should be working. You wish to be melted down. You wish to be melted.
My dear Madame Tuspel, save your reprimands there are more pressing concerns. The wax can wait. It's our ideas about your current problem we must throw into the melting pot instead.
Personally, I would advise you not to involve the police.
What?
Why have I not? Why have I not?
She turned as white as a sheet.
Because you have at your disposal a great detective whose service you may employ for a mere 50 shillings. Though please be aware that I prefer... No, I insist upon payment in advance. Get the fuck out of my fucking museum.
Very well. Let's see if the great detective is able to live up to his name, shall we?
Before I engage my analytic process, I must ask you to clarify something. What prey is behind the curtain?
That is a special exhibit. There's an extra charge to see that.
It's gotta be about the Reaper.
Ah, the special exhibit in the House of Horrors. It must depict a special killer, then, I presume. Would you be so kind to draw back the curtain, I wonder?
Absolutely not! There's nothing amiss behind there!
Oh.
You cannot see it now.
Nothing amiss, madam?
Hand.
What about the arm protruding anomalously from under the curtain?
Ominously.
I strongly encourage you to allow me to see what lies beyond before the situation worsens.
Before I start throwing hands.
Before I box you and win.
Yes, very well. I will draw back the curtains, but only a small.
Oh, okay. Come on, am I right? Whoa. What does it say there? I can't read it. It's too small.
It says number 139.
Number 139, okay.
I must confess I peeked behind the curtain earlier. The suspects exhibit a very bleak graveyard scene indeed. And yet, somewhat surprisingly, the waxwork killer one would expect is nowhere to be seen. What does strike one, however,
Oh, wait a minute.
is a portly
Isn't
gentleman lying peacefully on his back on the floor. That was the foreman for fucking Thursday!
Yeah, isn't that one of the jury members? That's what I was saying. One of the jury members.
Well, then perhaps, Mr. Sholmes, that man on the floor is the ruthless killer himself. I'm afraid not, my dear fellow. He's a perfectly ordinary London gentleman. Not even a waxwork, in fact. What?
Okay, good, he's not dead.
What?
Or is he dead?
As skillfully made as these waxworks are, they are always distinguishable from real humans. So, allow me to present my two conclusions. The first is that a sizable business transaction had been taking place in this special exhibit. She's kinda cute.
Why? Why? Why would you say that?
And the second is that the aforementioned transaction is linked to a serious crime. She looks as pale as candle wax.
I don't understand.
So, Madame Tuspels, as you agreed to my fee, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work. What bullshit is gonna come out of my mouth this time? begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag. In my estimation, some 200 pounds.
That is my own money!
So what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast. It would seem, Madame Tuspels. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that public notice. Waxwork for sale? Your business has hit hard times, it would seem. In short, you sold the infamous killer, the centerpiece of your special exhibit, for the sum of 200 pounds. Now, let us explore the next curiosity which we are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock. Their cause of which is clearly known to you. Unfortunately, madam, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. It's not your detective forte.
It's not your forensic forte.
What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the 200 pounds. It would appear that you twisted the gentleman around your little finger most effectively.
What are you suggesting?
What?
He rashly agreed to purchase the waxwork for the sum of 200 pounds. Only when it came to hand over the money did it occur to him what an extraordinary amount he was paying. But the money was no longer in his hands. And the result, the scene we see before us, he collapsed and shot. He's saying he had a fucking heart attack. What the fuck? Yes, the killer in the special exhibit fetched the killer price. We can only pray that the gentleman's dreams are not plagued with regret. Sold for cash.
Waxwork location.
The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider the problem for a moment.
You cannot possibly...
What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only to observe his neckerchief, such as worn by policemen as a secret sign to fellow members of the force that a crime is being perpetrated. Yes, this young man is undercover policeman, currently investigating the museum. I know him well, in fact. It's Sergeant John Clay.
What are you talking about?
The man quite a celebrity. He received triple accolades, at last year's policing awards. Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle, almost in fact, as if he were waxwork. Maybe he's asleep?
But you...
Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madam. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe! The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag. Threepence? A tragically low price, you might say. Though perhaps the going rate for aging waxwork riddled with cracks. And yet you sold it to the portly gentleman for an exorbitant 200 pounds. The sort of plucky behavior that's sure to attract the attention of Scotland Yard. And that's so, madam.
I'm not...
Yes, the waxwork you sold has already been seized by the police and remains in their custody as we speak. The old man must be reunited with his grave in the special exhibit, and not a moment too soon. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle. Uh-oh. I see I stunned you all into silence. How fucking stupid you
Iris.
are. And Neil died.
Sorry. I've been looking at post about the new fucking Lethal Company monster.
Oh, that little baby monster.
Yeah, the little baby thing.
That immediately.
We should do another Lethal Company night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially since it's gone through a lot of updates.
I can't wait to shoot Mass. And
You
then
have,
take
Ellie, you have.
and take his body so we can get more money. I'm sorry.
And you've obviously upset this young lady in the process. The cauldron looks awfully hot.
If I could just bring up one point, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, the notorious Naruhodo 1 point. I'm all ears, my dear fellow. According to your deduction, then, the special exhibit features this old policeman. So that would mean that he's the particularly ruthless murderer, wouldn't it? The killer policeman, Otter Mole. Sorry?
Huh?
It was a mysterious series of murders that rattled the capital only last year. The police rushed to the scene every time, only to find the culprit had disappeared to the ether.
And it turned out the culprit was a policeman himself. A senior officer by the name of Ottermole.
So you mean that's who the sinister-looking old man there is supposed to be? Indeed. It's a particularly grim face, is it not? Damn. Unforgettable, in fact. Yes, I remember that odious contention only too well. But is 200 pounds a lot of money for a wax model? It would be enough to afford one of the latest STEM carriages, if that puts things in perspective. So, it is quite a lot then.
Is there anything else you wish to add?
Damn.
Before I melt you down?
That bubbling wax is looking more and more ominous.
Ugh, the smell of all that molten wax is starting to worry me.
Mrs. Sholmes did more or less just accuse her to her face, so... I think I might have to call on your assistant here, Iris, if that's alright. To make some minor corrections to the great detective's great deductions.
Of course it's alright. We'll soon set things straight.
Well, let's get started then, shall we? Before Madame Tussbell vents her anger. She vented. Just what I was waiting to hear, my dear fellow. So, Madame Tussbells, in accordance with our agreement, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing the famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work. Course correction. You're an idiot, Mr. Sholmes. Blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah
Words,
blah.
words.
Did you know a shrimp fried this rice, madam?
Apartment complex? I don't think it's that simple.
I thought you were bro, but you're just fam.
Bruh.
She definitely looked in this
based on
direction.
what?
It's true.
But I'm not sure she'd sell any of her waxworks even for £200.
Oh?
She must put her heart and soul into making them, don't you think? Over and above the wax. If it were me, I wouldn't sell them for anything.
For that much money, I would. But it sounds like that makes me a bad person. Well, anyway. I wonder if the 200 pounds could have some other significance. Jesus Christ, people, stop subscribing to me. Pressure!
Let's follow that furtive glance again and see if there's anything else that could explain it.
I'm not even done with my 200 sub special, Jesus.
Oh, note on the wall.
Well, I get...
Oh,
Ha!
now I'm in an outfit.
Well, I think this is wrong. Shut the fuck up, Mr. Naruhodo, you fucking dumb son of a bitch! Wait, what the fuck? Shut your mouth and do it again. I don't give a fuck. There go. Say goodbye to your fucking health.
No.
Ah! Well, I kind of fucked up, didn't I, Iris?
Yeah.
Iris hairball.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
I guess I have to look at it first.
Yep.
What's that note doing pinned on the wall there?
Oh yeah, let's see. Dear Madam Tuspells, we've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for his safe return is 200 pounds. Have the money ready by noon on 23rd October.
What?
This is... It's just like the sort of thing that's left behind when someone is kidnapped.
Yes, it's a ransom note.
Exactly.
Take that!
Whee!
The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that ransom note. Quite so, and we must congratulate these criminals on their inventiveness, abducting a waxwork. Damn, he's big. 200 pounds at no small ransom fee, yet you clearly intend to pay it.
The model in question has special importance. So I put together all the money I have.
In summary then, the 200 pounds you have in your handbag is ransom money. Now let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Blah blah blee blee blah, blah blah blee blee blah. Did you know Finding Nemo is my favorite Pixar favorite Pixar movie?
But Pixar doesn't even exist yet.
Ah, you fool, Neo. I go to the future. So if the waxwork was kidnapped, where does that leave us in terms of who this man is?
We could just ask him when he comes around.
I think the point of this exercise is to understand the beauty of the deduction process, Iris.
Yes, you're right. Well, he's trying so hard, we mustn't let him down.
Well, there's a little doubt that he suffered a shock. That much seems clear. But in that case, what Madame Tussville's trying to hide? Let's have a closer look around.
What you hiding?
Oh?
What the fuck?
Take that!
You have to look at it.
I think I found the right answer here, but I keep forgetting I need to look at it. So, hey, Mr. Show, do you think you can, shut the fuck up, Mr. Naruhodo! You must look at the fucking object, you dumb fuck! Die! Ow. Doc and Fitz need to pop off every time I get something wrong. I think I hurt myself, Iris.
No kidding.
Fucking Naruhodo sprawled on the floor like fucking Peter Griffin.
This is just Madame Tuspel's right hand, isn't it?
Yes, it must be. I can clearly see your left hand after all.
Oh, but wait a minute. This is a left hand as well. Look.
Don't say such creepy things, Iris, please!
And it seems very stiff, too. In fact, it's really hard.
You mean... it's made of wax? I thought he was gonna lose his mind and say it's a dead hand.
It's a dead body.
What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the waxwork hand. Indeed, with a solid waxwork limb, one could deliver a very substantial blow.
How could you?
The hand protruding from the bottom of your cape. It ought to be right hand, but closer inspection revealed that in fact it's a left hand. This looks like a buddy cop fucking pose.
Oh,
Sherlock Holmes and a magician girl.
a witch.
And somewhat masculine as well. In other words, it does not belong to you, madam. Is it the hand of a waxwork model?
She's so pretty.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
Damn.
Whoa!
Some of the visitors to my museum can be troublesome. They meddle with the exhibit and cause damage.
So you mean that arm?
You fucking whacked him with it.
Gentlemen saw fit to try to remove it as a souvenir.
Yeah, well, that's what he gets.
Yep.
No small keepsake. We big now. Like taking a whole branch of a cherry tree when you go to view the blossoms.
I'm afraid I had to teach the man a lesson.
You whacked the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
You confronted the man and tried to take the arm back. And the result? The scene we see before us. He was knocked unconscious. A point we may need to revisit later, but for the time being, we have our conclusion. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit has been kidnapped. Someone kidnapped a whole ass killer from a waxing museum.
Yeah. Someone fucking just kidnapped a whole model. So my initial theory that this does have to do with the Reaper still stands. They just stole the actual Reaper.
According to Mr. Sholmes, the yellow neckerchief is assigned to other policemen that some crime is underway. A way of communicating with it. Oh, that's
A way of communicating with his colleagues without revealing his identity, yes. It's a secret that's closely guarded by Scotland Yard.
that Mr. Sholmes didn't hesitate to give away.
Well, uncovering secrets isn't any true detective's nature, of course.
Right. Anyway, judging from Madame Tuspel's reaction to Mr. Sholmes' seduction, I think perhaps we might not have identified the man quite correctly. Are you missing your arm? Yeah.
Take that!
Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his shoulder stub. Why am I just taking pictures of them getting bigger and bigger? No such boneless human walks this earth. Of that I can assure you. That ain't true. In other words, the man standing here, the young Sergeant John Clay, is in fact defying all odds, a waxwork model. It seemed to remember it was you who concluded he was a real person in the first place, Mr. Sholmes.
He has become quite a celebrity in London, being the winner of no less than 3 policing awards last year. I simply had to make a model of the man.
Naturally! What other explanation could there be? It was the detective's arm that was pulled off by the man on the floor in the special exhibit, wasn't it? Next, we turn our attention to the old man's I'm in the house like carpet.
I'm in the house like carpet.
A killer policeman called Otter Mole, was it? Was he well known?
He was all over the papers last year, but I can't say I know what he looks like.
And you died.
Sorry.
It's a very low price, though. Threepence isn't much money.
Only enough for a few measly hours of gas in Mr. Garrett's delightful lodging, in fact. So there's a special killer taken from the special exhibit, is it? The waxwood that somebody stole from the museum tried to ransom for 200 pounds. Is this crusty old killer policeman Automobile? Really?
Perhaps we should have a good look around again and see if another idea crops up.
Wow.
But
He's a slave.
yeah.
The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man's waxwork is the obvious twitch. Even the most realistic waxwork do not exhibit a twitch. In other words, this splendid old man is in fact a genuine member of Scotland Yard. Slight shift in your choice of adjectives.
Adjectives.
And there you have it. Well, Madam Tussabels? God, Ryunosuke looks cool in that outfit.
What?
Yeah.
Looks like Phoenix.
Yeah.
It was me who contacted the police and demanded that someone come in the first place. He is clearly fatigued. He is sound asleep.
But then, what is this tag about showing the price of 3 pence? Why you look at me
It's
like
a-
that,
it's a
Ryunosuke?
scarf.
No doubt the price tag of the muffler, which the old Bobby purchased recently at a local market. And I presume you observed a scarf tied around his arm. Did that not strike you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, the secret sign used by detectives to show that some criminal activity is currently underway.
be
Of
about
course,
people?
because as you know, there's been just such criminal activity happening here. As you deduced from the very beginning, Detective.
So, it would seem that we finally arrived at the truth. The waxworker, the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit, has been kidnapped. And Scotland Yard are already investigating. But the model's whereabouts remain a mystery. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the horrifying puzzle.
Still a mystery.
God. Oh my god. I'm turning at the knee out.
What?
Taking screenshots of everything.
Now you know how I feel.
All sorts of people visit my
Put
museum
the
here.
button down.
No.
Young and old.
Put the button down.
I can't.
Stealing your Joy-Cons.
Sometimes they drop in just for a short time on their way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibits, I do not take it lightly.
I killed them.
Anyway,
Pretty.
Your great deduction was even more enchanting than I had been led to believe.
It was a pleasure, my dear madam. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle. As for your rough customer, I have no doubt he'll regain consciousness shortly and return home. What concerns me more is that the waxwork for the special display, if it was indeed genuinely abducted,
Yes, tragically it was.
I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as such detail as possible, if you please.
Very well. But after I told you what I know, I must insist that you return to your work.
The talents of a great detective could be put to the better use, I feel, but as you wish.
Tell us more about the stolen waxwork, please.
It was some days ago now when I came in here one morning. I immediately noticed that a waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here.
Is it your most prominent display? So that's why the curtains were closed.
and I found the ransom note in its place.
The Cobra must have broken in during the night and taken it then.
So this waxwork that was stolen, it was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose?
Oh.
Am I
A
right?
particularly horrible criminal, in fact.
Is it the Reaper?
A killer who left a more profound scar on society than any other, I would say. The
What?
Professor.
What?
Not a name I heard of.
Fuck. I was wrong.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete. Sorry? What? Interesting.
The Professor case happened at around the time I was born, didn't it?
Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital. 10 years ago? Yes, exactly the time that Beric von Zeeks graduated from university, in fact.
Oh.
What? Surely he's not saying...
So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life.
As you summarize, it was the Professor's case. Who was the Professor then?
Was it Van Zeek's professor, perhaps?
If it was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death.
And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy. Though, of course, he happened to be absent at present on account of the abduction. I don't understand. How is all this related to Lord Van Zeeks? You must first understand, my dear fellow, why is it that the Professor earned such infamy? It was due to the victims he chose, some of Whitehall's finest. Oh my god, wait a minute.
What?
What if, you remember that painting of that one person in Van Zeek's office?
Oh, yeah. Someone probably related to him.
Yeah, what if that person got killed by this professor?
Oof. That would suck, yeah.
What do you mean, Harley?
Those murdered by the Professor were some of the highest members of the British aristocracy. Aristocrats? Members of the nobility, yeah. Even royalty. It sent shockwave through the country administration.
Yeah.
Members of the... Wait, of course! What Professor Harebrain said! Lord Van Zeeks is from the family with noble blood.
Oh, gosh!
It was a victim that led to the Professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of... Clint Van Zeeks.
Yeah. Shit.
No! I don't believe it! Van Zeeks?
I am Cliff Van Zeeks. I have my own perfect accent. I am Austrian.
I'm sure you can piece together the rest for
We
yourself.
don't talk about him.
In the wake of his older brother's murder, the young Beric pursued a career as a prosecutor. And eventually became the Reaper we know today. I had no idea Lord Van Zeek has such a tragic past. Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter, for the time being at least. After all, I have work to do. As a waxwork exhibit. Damn, Neo's typing fast.
I always type fast.
I'm afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well.
Oh yes, of course. It's been a pleasure, thank you. Well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here. Wait, what?
What?
Oh god!
Whoa!
It's been too long. It really has. I'm delighted to see you, Barrack.
God, he's tall.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
It's been 10 years, and here we are, meeting in a prison of all places.
I can't forgive myself for a habit to miss Assman. I just can't. I still can't believe it could happen.
Tomorrow the court will decide.
Yes. I have a young Eastern man acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though. It was an accident, a terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it.
I must warn you.
Hmm.
Oh? I know. I heard already. You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you?
Yeah?
Yep.
Since I returned to England, I heard lots of stories.
I'm going to fucking die.
My life expectancy is going to be cut short.
Is going to drop rapidly.
Pulls out sword. It will end right now.
Well, shit.
As your best friend, I have to do
That was
this.
not my
Stop.
hypothesis.
Barrack, are you really... Are you really a killer?
What?
Never mind. I know that you have my best interests at heart.
My friend is on trial. I wouldn't entrust it to anyone else.
Of course. I fully understand. Thank you, Barrack.
Stop calling me Berg. Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court.
Okay, Bill.
Bye.
Shing! Sounds of violence.
They're going to court, so like, your defendant is dead.
I just sat down. Who the fuck starts a trial like this? I just sat down.
Fucking Van Zeeks is just like hiding the sword behind his back, like I didn't do anything.
I can't believe it's been 6 months. I was last allowed to work in court. Now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Good morning, Professor Hairbrain. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I never felt anything like it. It's crushing me. I feel every time I'm here. That gravity. I'm in the house like carpet.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Well, this is Britain's highest court. But aren't you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure?
No,
I think it's
that's
probably
really
all in
taken
the mind.
literally.
Ah, yes, well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial to save my life. To save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public! Yes, I understand. I know what I have to do. I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail. My
Commiserations.
Enemy spotted.
my commiserations, now, Hody. If you'd have been lumbered with the most tiresome case here. Who's this? It's me. Mr. Show!
It's me.
I didn't expect to see you here.
That was very mean, Bruno, leaving me alone at home with Hurley. It took me at least an hour to wake him.
Ah! Oh! It's... Are you... Herlock Sholmes?! Indeed, sir. I am he. Herlock Sholmes?
I am he.
Oh, I heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany. They all
yes.
hate you there.
Magazine was on sale in Germany too.
They all fucking hate you there. This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction, The Adventure of Silver Blaze, was wonderful.
Silver Blaze is a badass name.
Ah yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall.
A snake? No, that was the speckled band.
Well, thank you
What
for
are you
coming.
trying to take my snake?
Just a danger noodle.
I do appreciate your support. I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay. Oh?
No.
I have an urgent business at Madame Tuspel's.
I have to act as a statue again.
You mean your waxwork job? No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my service. Ah, so you're trying to get the bottom of that ransom note, are you? The week's wages depend on it, as does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention. Hey Neo, I took a recording of a snake. If you want to see it,
Is it
it's a
solid snake again?
No, it's a real snake.
Okay, hit me with it. I swear to God, if you post anything about Solid Snake
Hold
or
up,
whatever snake there is that's from Metal Gear.
hold up, I'm trying to find it.
Okay,
Get your first.
I'm ready to be baited, but I'll also be pleasantly surprised if it's real. God damn it.
It's a snake, though.
Yeah, it is, and I like Viper. She's cute.
Oh well, never mind then, I understand. Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be easy as proverbial pie. I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description.
Ooh, then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley.
Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for pie.
Okay.
With a universe of untraceable mysteries, you might say. Oh yes, quite. Definitely, absolutely, I totally understand.
Relatable.
Is someone a little starstruck?
The trickster perk.
I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Hairbrain. Why thank you. Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please.
It's free real estate.
God damn it. What's this about? You have a remarkably little grounding in science. I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as the super high voltage satanic hypothesis may be,
It's not fucking real.
a practical implementation such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Expedition is quite impossible. But the professor said the demonstration was a success.
It's not.
Yes, it would appear that he
Someone died.
fervently believes it was.
No, it was successful. Successfully killing someone.
True.
What is this? The Jaunt? Or
Ah.
Stephen King?
What?
Have you, The Jaunt by Stephen King is a short story he wrote about teleportation, where a scientist, like, experiments with a teleportation device he made with rats, where, he puts a rat through one side of the portal, and then he closes the portal, and it turns out, like, it basically, like, makes them age incredibly, like, if they're awake.
No,
while they're getting teleported.
It turns them insane.
Yeah, because they see light years. Because they basically see into like infinite space and time and shit like that. And it feels like they've been there for an eternity. Yeah, it doesn't age them actually, but it feels like they've been there for eternity.
It's eternity in there.
Yeah, it's longer than you think. Longer than you think. Yeah.
A fucking kid used it because he thought, oh, I'm gonna be
because I
awake
thought
during this.
it's gonna be funny if I stay awake during this. No.
He fucking ripped his eyes out.
Yeah. Longer than you think.
It's longer than you think.
Anyway, I've read
Professor Hem. I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Runo. And I have to say...
They should make a movie out of that.
Well, it is a short story, so I don't know how long you can make that.
Oh, just make it a series then.
Oh, please.
Just make it like a short film.
With Stephen King, short stories are very easy to turn into films or series.
Guess it just depends how much you can stretch out an idea.
Carrie was a short story.
True, yeah.
Maximum Overdrive, short story. Langoliers, short story. We don't talk about the Langoliers. It's a terrible movie, but it was still a movie. Actually, no, I think that was a series. Might have been a series, but still.
Longer, yeah.
It's something that's... King in general seems to be fairly easy to adapt.
Yeah. It just depends where they take the initial idea and how they stretch it out for a longer runtime.
And how much cocaine Stephen King is on.
Yeah, that also varies.
Maximum Overdrive is the best worst movie. Oh my god, you could tell that every time he opened his door there was just a cloud.
I'm sure it can be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
So he's completely barking up the wrong tree? How could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding in fact succeed? That's contradictory.
Paradoxical.
That's a contradiction that will be at the heart of the trial, I have no doubt. What's that supposed to mean? Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow.
See you later, Hurley.
See ya.
Well, it looks like you're on your own today, Runo. But chin up, you can do it.
Oh, what about you, Iris?
Oh no, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
I see.
It's going to be a big surprise for you when you get to find out what it is.
That sounds ominous.
I made a wax statue of you.
Down to the defendant, get the fuck in here! Well, I'm on my way. An experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed? A scientist who's convinced that it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to the case. I hope Kazuma's watching me up there. Don't fuck up, okay?
Don't fuck up. I didn't die in a stupid way for nothing.
Ooh, new jurors!
New jurors, finally.
One of them kinda looked like Jack the Ripper.
Uh-oh. If I see any of them that look like they're from the wax statues, we should probably run.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. Proceeding today for the public trial of Professor Albert Harebrain. And I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to participate.
There he be,
The prosecution is ready.
Mr. Vampire.
The defense is ready, my lord. I'm 6 months out of practice, and what's more,
She's not there.
Stop being a little bitch!
I'm without Susato-san today.
You studied, didn't you?
I only looked at the pictures.
Oh, this will be easy then.
How can you read this? There's no pictures.
It's just my imagination. Does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual?
So, I must say, I recollected the of this case all too well. Mr. Odie Assman! Mr. Assman was well known as a financier, so that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities. It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zieks. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty. Ah! It did the full screen
yeah, you see what I mean?
I'm in the house like carpet, full screen. Because every member of the jury had been bribed by the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme length to keep their freedom. They can't escape the Batman, I mean Van Zieks. Gotham by gaslight.
2 days ago, on the 21st of October, Mr. Assman down met his end. I love the love. I love. This is Billy Gunn's fault. I blame Billy Gunn, and not the WWE. The work of the Reaper, was it?
No comment.
If that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Assman's death was the direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Hairbrain. Very well. Now I need to find Billy Ass and the Ass Boys. Because Billy Gunn's kids got into wrestling and they were feuding with Danhausen. And Danhausen made... I just need to share it.
Mhm.
Where's the chat? There's the chat. Where's muted? There's muted. And muted. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people.
Alright, let's look at these guys.
Yeah.
Your brother ain't happy.
Are the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duties?
Where are they? Whoa.
Okay,
Shit.
blonde hair Lincoln.
I'm not the most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord.
Hi.
Whoa. Oh my god, and who's the vampire over on the right?
Oh my god!
Gosh,
Ma'am, you appear to be in the wrong game. Phoenix Wright.
Oh my god! It's a vampire magician!
Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials are nothing more than performances.
Serpentious?
Yes.
Any spurious scholar that defies the reputation of science deserves to hang.
Ah, she's eating me! She's eating me!
Haha! Easy vor joke.
Oh god. I'll try.
We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence, and then settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
It's a big rod with knobs.
Oh, and it's a
got
sleepy
juice.
guy. Nope.
Oh god!
Oh my
shit!
god, he's got a gun! He's got a gun!
Why does everyone in this game wield a gun?
Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. That's the police killer Automo lookalike again? And he's exhausted as ever, it seems. Every corn that you eat, you're actually eating me. So stop eating
Oh,
no,
no, think about that.
Stop
Oh, I
eating
know what I'm
corn.
getting tomorrow.
Whoa there, buddy!
I'm gonna go eat corn, and not in the vor or kinky way.
You still eating me?
Cannibalism! No, this is just pure cannibalism. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, the incident we have to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition shortly after its opening. Though the death toll could have been far worse, with the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators. A tragic turn of events, and as such, the eyes of all London, no, the whole world will be on this trial.
No pressure. No, actually a lot of pressure. Pressure!
Put it down on me, push it down
Down on me,
no matter
you're an
what.
asshole.
It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I think. So, your opening statement, please, Mr. Lord Von Zeeks. At the heart of this incident
Is that new?
is technology never
What?
before demonstrated
Did I never see this sprite before?
anywhere in the world.
This sprite has been there since the first game.
Oh. I guess I haven't looked at it. I haven't noticed it, I guess.
Call me when he sits on the desk.
One of science's latest development. Okay, now say that I have to post the picture now. Oh, that's right. I have the screen popped out because I decided to do something smart for once. And post MU. Post MU. My upload speed is trash.
Slaz.
And posted. Slaz. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage. The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage, instantaneous kinesis. Isn't that what Gambit's power is all about?
No, he
Good
charges.
Lord.
No, he charges up kinesis. That makes things explode. It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage of electricity.
Aren't you gonna find out that his mutant power isn't that, it's just speaking French very fast?
Beam them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled. No telling what you brought to my door. Fucking die.
It's such a thing, even within the realm of possibility?
Thanks, Abraham Lincoln. Very cool.
What?
Huh?
Who?
When?
Where?
Why?
How?
What?
What? What? So cold! Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
She's cute.
You need a better shock treatment. Get you pumping like a real live wire.
And Skipper died. Nope, they're actually dead. Disassembling people with electricity. My goodness, how shocking.
The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis wouldn't even stand up to scrutiny. Sir, I do believe you are a fan of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field? I am! And my word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock.
Poppycock.
Hey, we're in a British saying we finally got the word poppycock.
Yay!
It only took 2 games.
So this experiment and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible. I mean, this expert.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter? The prosecution would assert that the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration
What?
was a success.
Yeah, what?
What rot! Well, I mean, he did instantaneously end up somewhere else.
True.
Maybe not in the way intended, but...
I thought you were gonna say no, it's a fakes.
I mean, you could have achieved that with a cannon.
Hold up! Hold up! The professor's hypothesis is correct under the investigation. The professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant will be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Assman's life in order to meet the sole benefactor of the grant.
But...
Shut your bitch ass!
Sink.
This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was a carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim. I'm becoming more French.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. Prosecution's stance is clear. I have a Howard the Duck figure. Where'd it go? I was gonna put him in there too. We create the scene from Guardians 1. There you are. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims. Gladly, my lord.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Bailiff, show the witness to the stand.
British me cat.
Stand up, damn you. Witnesses, state your name and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation.
Albert Harebrain, scientist!
You were born in England, but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct?
Yes, that's right. After graduating from the university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery. Which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis on the Great Expedition. Expedition. I said it right. Fuck.
What you demonstrated was incredible, alright? An incredible explosion.
But the science! The science was a success! The instantaneous kinesis worked! Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was the terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success!
Well, that much is undeniable, as shown in this photograph taken by the forensics investigation team. Yep, there he is.
This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. The centerpiece of the exhibition, no less.
That's right, my lord. Seems the victim rammed straight into it. Oof.
Ouch.
Ah, fuck him, he was a terrible person.
I see. Very well, submit the photograph as evidence.
Me deploying the entire US military budget on some random 9-year-old as war machine. As the court heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odie Osman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being, he was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself.
I see. So to summarize the situation,
Oh god, just imagine you as a new player and you just see fucking War Machine gunning at you, Jesus. I don't see no stinking bad.
Diane, looks like I regret paying as much as I did on this popcorn bucket. I'm gonna have a lot of fun displaying figures in it.
Based, based, based,
Bait.
By the way, if you want to know how much it was, $35.
Oof.
Oh my god.
I had to have it though. Look at it, it's so cool. I can put figures in it and display them coolly, like they're being experimented on. The defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct?
Exactly.
Plus, anytime I get a figure of a character I knowingly sim for, I can make the easy jar joke.
But couldn't it be
It's basically a jar.
that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration?
That's right! That must be it! My splendid machine! My poor splendid machine!
You saw it yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the record thanks to the Special Disposition for Scientific Equipment Act.
What? The wreckage? The wreckage?
Oh god, why are all Ratchet and Clank figures super expensive? That being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act? Extremely simply, my lord. Beg your pardon. Isn't that right, witness?
What? Sorry, me?
No, your neighbor.
Yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty.
What? How can he possibly think that?
Thank you, Inspector. I think we better proceed to formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim the experiment to have been a front for murder.
The corpse that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection, that's all. That was my mistake.
But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest, where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fella's the only one who could have done it.
An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart. Heart.
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge.
The coroner says death would have been all but instant from a wound like that.
You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accident.
No, and no. That couldn't be further from the truth.
I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team. The victim stood himself inside something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly. I'm about to call it the bridge cage. To the second level of the crystal tower, about 25 yards away.
But today, we're gonna learn the art of expression.
The experiment did not go according to plan, however. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended.
Oh, that's interesting.
Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the barricade materializing midair. There it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large round window. My word. One assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident.
That's what they all say, Death. Unfortunately, that's a skills can't save you now.
No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced through the victim's heart. Murder weapon? What are you saying?
This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record. Your request is granted, counsel. I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only other person on stage with Mr. Assman was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist.
Mumble, 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 whisper, whisper, whisper. Is that Sir Penchant?
Shouldn't my character be Sir Penchant because he's the scientist?
That Sir Penchant would not fit him.
I mean, we don't know what Sir Penchant was like when he was alive.
He was a sexy twink. I'll tell you that right. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Well, yeah, that is the basic body shape of every Bibsy Pop character, and I can say that as a fan. I have 2 of these twinks on my desk right now.
And really, by all accounts, it must have been. And really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
Hard to think otherwise, really. Very well, counsel for the defense. Proceed with the cross-examination, please. Save the game.
Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. It's been a while. And it's gonna be longer.
It's been a while.
Okay, I'm ready.